Hey guys, before we get into today's video, this video does contain spoilers from the Dead Space remake, so viewer discretion is advised, and I'll see you all in the video. What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's Psychologically Gaming, I'm going to be diving into the character Isaac Clarke from Dead Space. Now, this character is really interesting, very unique. While I did not really like the game Dead Space all too much, I feel like his character alone is just fascinating. Perfect candidate for Psychologically Gaming, if I do say so myself. So we're gonna deep dive, we're gonna plunge, we're gonna submerge ourselves into the depths of where Artorias lives. And right off the bat, I would give Isaac 3 diagnoses: delusions of grandeur, anxiety, and depression. You gotta think about it. When you're in deep space and you are on a mission away from humanity, except for a few people, that is incredibly isolating. Not to mention, you kind of just imagine everything that your girlfriend or wife, I'm not sure which one she was, everything that, Nicole said to him, he completely would just like, no, I'm not gonna listen to like the last part of that tape, only the first part of where I miss you, ooh woo, I want to be with you, all that kind of stuff. Like, just, I was fascinated by that because that was, I think, one of the only good parts of the game of where you actually see the rest of the tape. You see, oh god, tape, I just aged myself. You see the rest of the recording and you see what Nicole says and what she does to herself at the very end. And it was just mind-boggling. That's why I feel like he has delusions of grandeur, because the marker is creating those delusions. But he is also not willing to admit, after he's shown the truth, that Nicole is even dead. That's why, to a degree, the marker itself is rather fascinating, because it showcases to you the loved ones, the people in your life who are dead. They bring them, the marker brings it to life, and I think that itself is very fascinating. Psychologically depressing, but really fascinating. Now, the part where I think he has anxiety is you go through and you listen to all of his audio cues that he gives when he's stomping something or he's running away from something in a cutscene. He has his fight or flight responses triggered, and where is that located? In the amygdala. No, it's not amygdala, you butt face. I will say this every single time that word comes up. If I hear it pronounced amygdala one more time, because someone heard it in Bloodborne, and they want to sound cool, I'm gonna grab you through the screen. I'm not gonna grab you through the screen, it's just, I'm gonna send a strongly worded letter instead. But no, in all reality, when you have your fight or flight responses, that is located in the amygdala. Your anxiety, a lot of your emotions, the way you produce fears, the way that you become incredibly scared, that's all in the amygdala. I always find it fascinating because in horror games especially, you get characters who share a lot of the same, I don't want to say disorders, but a lot of the same traits, if you will. Depression, anxiety, PTSD. There's so many cases of that throughout horror games. Even in just action adventure games, you have so many characters that have PTSD. Where Isaac is different is that he actually acknowledges how messed up everything is around him. He actualizes it, he internalizes it, and then still with the marker, he is unable to accept reality for what it is. The marker disguises one of the crew members as Nicole, and same with Isaac. It disguised him as one of the crew members that this one person was looking for. So when you get to like the very end of the game, Kendra is basically the one that's like, look here, I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to like, shake you and rattle you awake, but you're not listening. I feel like Kendra by the end of it is the one sane character amongst everyone. While she's still, worked for EarthGov and she's trying to cover up something massive, she is one of the only sane ones, I feel like, besides Hammond. I don't think Hammond was afflicted by the marker, but I could be mistaken. I only played a few hours of the original, so I could be mistaken. Now, besides all of what I just mentioned, Isaac is an engineer. None of what he was doing, cutting off the limbs, being able to repair things in zero gravity, that was not in his job description. So I feel as if not only would he have probably PTSD in the next game from everything that happened, seeing hallucinations of his dead girlfriend / wife, seeing everything that the marker has done, seeing the necromorphs, the leapers, the basically like even monsters that affected a person in the womb. So that's why we saw those little creatures that look like babies. It's because they're basically like necromorphized babies or something, which is kind of messed up, kind of cool, kind of not, but also it's a horror game. I imagine like the other two games, it's just trying to stop what the marker's effects are and getting rid of the necromorphs. But I believe, and this is just my theory on it because I'm not going to be playing the other two games, is that since Issaac was already corrupted by what the marker does, that he is not going to be well in the next two games, that he's not going to recover from what the marker did to him. So I don't know if I'm right or not, but I really honestly think that Issaac's character is very unique, of where he's very realistic yet blinded because he only cares about Nicole. That was his main purpose whenever he got on the Ishimura to begin with, was to look for Nicole and help Hammond and Kendra on whatever mission they were, because he was kind of the person who was like, I don't know these guys. I'm just here on a mission. I'm here because I was told to do so. He's the everyday man. He's like he's just the average Joe, because he's the only one that could get the job done. And he's just aggravated at every point, which also I forgot to mention this. He also has somewhat of an aggression about him. When we look at the character a little deeper and we see how he reacts to Mercer, how he reacts to other people who are basically trying to help him in a way, even Kine. He acts out with aggression. He finally is like, well, if it gets us off of this planet, then yeah, he's just very overly exasperated, which I don't blame him, and filled with anger. I mean, again, understandable considering the circumstances, but something worth noting. You guys, that was today's Psychologically Gaming, where I talked about Issaac. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I make videos every day here on YouTube. May you find your worth in the waking world, dear hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.